Meantime, within 24 hours of the Election Commission's go-ahead, the RBI gave permission to India's leading infrastructure financier, that's IDFC, and the Kolkata-based microfinance firm Bandhan to start banks. Executive Chairman of IDFC, Rajiv Lal, chatted with us exclusively earlier in the day, and he says the immediate task at hand is to ensure the company is compliant with all the conditions of the in-principle nod.
The immediate task at hand is to ensure that within the 18-month period, we are fully compliant with the conditions of the in-principle license. We have Tier 1 capital of 21%, which is way in excess of what we need for our existing balance sheet.
Let's also listen to Chandrasekhar Ghosh, Chairman and Managing Director at Bandhan Microfinance, who says the company will like to leverage on its current customer base.
Initial plan is there to call the immediate board meeting and also senior management meeting and to place the plan which I submitted to the RBI is a total model, and according to that according to their advice, will be also go to execution of this. Will be like to liberalize this the current model, and you know that we have already in the 54 lakhs the client base, that is the customer, and they are the unbanked area. 50% of that these are unbanked area. So we'll be like to remain the services to them, and these areas where existing banking penetration is low. So like to continue these services to those people who are with us now.
And there's still hope for the other 23 applicants as the RBI promises to keep a window permanently open for banking permits in future as well. In an exclusive interaction, the Banking Secretary J.S. Sandhu said that there is more work needed on the policy framework for bank licenses.
This is just a beginning, and it's a good beginning, I should say. And I think obviously it seems that some more work is required on the policy framework, on the eligibility criteria, etc. So hopefully when that is in place, more players will come in.
So what kind of work is required on the policy framework as you talked about? What are the discussions that Finance Ministry and RBI are currently in?
See, I am not so much privy to these things so far because I am a very new entrant to this ministry. But what I gather is that the approach is going to be that these licenses should be available on tap. So for that policy to be in place, some more work is required, and how we can make that happen, which is a much more transparent process. So hopefully that will happen in the future, and we'll have many more players to come.
So differential licensing is also something that the RBI has talked about apart from on-tap licensing. Do you think it is feasible, and do you think it's a good approach to take to grant partial licenses and full licenses to different players?
Personally, I think it's a good approach, because different players, they may want to work in different domains and different areas. So I think it's a good approach.
How many licenses do you expect the RBI to give out this year? Is there any discussion with the ministry?
No, not on these lines. But let's see, it will unfold in the future.
So by when can we expect the policy framework to be in place, and by when can we expect the new banks to start operating? What are the biggest challenges do you think that face these applicants?
See, this is just an in-principle approval. A letter of intent is being issued. So in this letter of intent, there are certain conditionalities. So once these players, they meet those conditionalities, thereafter they can be issued the banking license and they can operate thereafter. So I think 18 months have been given to fulfill those conditions. So thereafter they can start the operation.
Okay, and here's how some of the brokerages have reacted to the in-principle nod coming in for IDFC as well as Bandhan.
it will take a long time for IDFC to establish a bank. They have 18 months to start operations or be fully compliant with the RBI requirements, and then start building the bank. After this initial excitement, the stock would stabilize, probably can weaken, but it's a good long-term positive for the company. But investors have to understand that this is a very long-term story.
So firstly, I think it was a very well thought out process, because our opinion was always that it will be very difficult for RBI to differentiate between a lot of players. So we have a buy stance on IDFC, and our target price was somewhere around 124 rupees. So they don't have the branch baggage which a lot of NBFCs, retail NBFCs have, because RBI would not allow anyone to become a bank and run branches unless and until they convert into a bank branch and open branches in less than 10,000 population areas. At the same time, the strain will be felt on the P&L and the balance sheet for at least a couple of years, and we may see the ROE profile going down.
Well, IDFC is holding on, but entities which have not got bank license, stocks of those entities are getting thrashed. LIC Housing Finance, Bajaj Finserv, and L&T Finance also is taking it on the chin. And